Hello and welcome to episode number 38 of the TEW 2020 Challenge Run, and goodness gracious, would you look at the time. It is indeed time for the Raw branded July pay-per-view, the second annual WWE Great Balls of Fire. Without any further ado, let's just jump straight into this goodness gracious show. We start on the pre-show. Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott go at it yet again, and this time Ruby Riott finally gets her win back over Liv Morgan in 10:40, with a Riott kick following interference from Candice LeRae. 52 for Ruby, 44 for Liv, and a nice win for Ruby in the Church of Rollins here on the Great Balls of Fire kickoff. Speaking of the church, the main show opens with a 67 rated match, which is pretty good. Johnny Gargano and Murphy of the Church of Rollins defeat the Street Profits when Johnny Gargano submitted Angelo Dawkins with the Gargano escape. 66 for Gargano, 67 for Murphy, 50 for Dawkins, 58 for Ford. And yeah, that was a pretty damn good opener here. 67. In a 65 rated match for the United States Championship, Kevin Owens and Oney Lorcan. And Oney, he's coming to kick ass and throw it up. And he does try his damnedest. He gets Kevin in the corner trap and he delivers stiff strikes. He takes power bombs and keeps standing up. And then he'll do that thing where, like, they take the power bomb, and then he takes the power bomb and he rolls over and lands on his feet. I think Kyle O'Reilly did it once, where he sort of had that fighting spirit and he sort of basically no-sold it, but he powered up. But then he gets laid up with a stunner and pinned, as Kevin Owens makes defense number 4 of the United States Championship. Kevin Owens is 77, 44 for Oney, and Oney again came so close, but close is not enough here tonight. And he got a drummer's elbow. WWE Championship segment. Zelina is backstage with her men, and of course Escobar losing to Drew McIntyre last night, or not last night, last Monday, meant he's now banned from the triple threat match in the main event, which means Garza and Andrade have got to go it alone against Drew. And then Zelina says it's okay. Escobar and the other guy were a nice backup if we ever needed them. But we shouldn't need them because the plan is foolproof. Garza got all of his frustrations out of his system on Raw when he laid out Andrade, but he knows what to do here tonight, don't you? And he's like, see. I'm starting to think that Asuka in this game is very, very good. In 15 minutes, Asuka and Kairi have their friendly Kabuki Warrior face-off to try and get Kairi's fire back, and it works. And she comes so close to defeating her friend before she passes out in the Asuka lock in 15 minutes. Kairi gets a 52, 73 for Asuka. The match, though, gets a 72 for whatever the fuck reason. Probably going to be better than the title match. Anyway, up next, triple threat tag team action. Each has a big man in their corner. Brendan, Vink, and Shane Thorne have Bronson Reed. Ricochet and Cedric can always call up on the big show. Shelton and Apollo Crews may have Bobby Lashley if he's not busy. But then once all the other outliers are neutralized, in the end, Shelton Benjamin pins Cedric Alexander with the pay dirt. It's not elimination. Please ignore that the game says that. It comes down to Cedric and Ricochet and the VIP Nation. Shelton pins Cedric, and VIP Nation's Shelton Benjamin and Apollo Crews are your new Raw Tag Team Champions. 47 for Thorne, 41 for Vink, 53 for Cedric, 69 for Ricochet, 56 for both Shelton and Apollo. Pretty good stuff for getting a 65 out of those ratings, to be fair. Speaking of 65s, Aleister Black seemed off his game. I don't blame him, I know exactly why. Because in 13 minutes and 13 seconds, Damian Priest defeats Aleister Black with the Reckoning because Akam got involved, because he was the only member of the church that wasn't busy tonight. Black gets a 70, Priest gets a 52, and that is a humongous win here at Great Balls of Fire for the Priest of the church. Seth's happy with that. For once in his life, he's actually on pay-per-view smiling. Charlie Caruso comes up to me and is like, Seth, big night for you guys. Ruby won, Murphy and Gargano won, Priest won, And that got us all wondering, what are you going to do? Seth's like, Charlie, sometimes I have to take a step back and watch my disciples spread my word. But don't you worry, the Messiah is here tonight, and he has a plan to make his presence felt here tonight, as he has a sacrifice for the greater good. $72, so as good as Asuka and Kairi. Charlotte and Shayna Baszler go to a double count out after 17 minutes and 37 seconds. I was going to do the whole build up, hide the result thing, but it's double count out. That's pretty dumb. But it happens. They sort of can't stop fighting at ringside, and then emotions get the better of them. They lay each other out with something through the table. I don't know exactly what it would be. Maybe Charlotte would hit a moonsault on Shayna from the top rope through the table, or she'd do it from the apron or from the barricade, even through the table. Either way, they're both incapacitated and they can't continue, as we have no winner here tonight. Hate fuck finishes on pay-per-view, but I'm trying to limit them. But we did one here. Edge is here for the first time in this save. He comes out, gets a hero's welcome. He grabs a microphone. He's like, "Goodness gracious, great balls of fire." And then he says, "Well, as I said many months ago, I came back because I wanted to be in charge of my own destiny. I wanted to come back and do what I wanted to do. When I beat Randy Orton at WrestleMania, I needed to take a couple of months break because I needed to plan what I was going to do. I didn't really have a plan. I came out back at the Royal Rumble because I wanted to come back at the Royal Rumble and surprise everyone. And then Orton threw himself into my business, and once I beat him, I had to sort of relay my path here back when I'm now back at WWE." And he says, "Well, what did I decide? What is my plan now that I'm back here in WWE, back here on Raw, and back here at Great Balls of Fire, conveniently enough, a month away from SummerSlam?" And he says, what was my plan? What's my idea? Well, that's simple. My plan is the same as it's always been for everybody that's ever stepped through that door. I want to become the WWE Champion. Seth Rollins comes out, and he's laughing at Edge. He says, "Welcome back, Edge. I mean, you've had one match back after 9 years, and already you're trying to throw yourself into the title picture." It's quite charming, actually, that you think that you can step back here, having won one match in 9 years, and think that you're next in line for the WWE Championship, whereas I'm here making Raw the best place it can possibly be for everybody for 4 whole months, and yet nothing is going my way. And then Seth's like, do you remember me? When what happened last time we were in the ring together, Adam? I had your head caved under my boot, and I was ready to paralyze you. And come to think of it, if I'd have gone through that day, you wouldn't be here tonight. So quite frankly, Edge, I'm waiting for my thank you and waiting for you to credit Seth Rollins for not paralyzing you on that day. And Edge is like, bitch, what the fuck? I'm not going to credit you for not killing me. And then Seth's like, funny you should say that, because on that day I remember saying I was going to kill you anyway. And now, well, you're in the ring alone, you're in my ring, and I need a sacrifice for the greater good. And Edge, I'm a man of my word. It may have taken 5.5 more years than I thought it would, but the church is finally going to put you down right now. And Edge he's calling Seth into the ring. He's like, "Come on, you want a piece of me? I'll bring the fight to you." And Seth laughs again. He's like, "Don't you understand? We don't want to do this and end this right now. This is going to be a slow. You're gonna suffer every second of this, because as you may be aware, it isn't just myself that wants to put you down." And then Edge is obviously distracted. He's looking at Seth, and then he jumps from behind as a man flies in from behind Edge and lays him out with an RKO. He then calls Seth into the ring, and Seth finally delivers that curb stomp, 6 years in the making. to Edge. He and Orton share a smile at each other. Then Randy Orton drops to his knees. He places a hand over his heart and one into the air, as he appears to pledge his allegiance to the Church of Rollins.
Can't you see how your love's affecting our reality? Every time we're down, you can make it right, and that makes you larger than life. Can't you see how your love's affecting our reality? Every time we're down.
75. Apparently Brock Lesnar can't go more than 10 minutes without getting tired in a wild brawl. He defeats Bobby Lashley in 9 minutes 40. Just a big fucking meaty fight. They finally have their brawl. And it ends with Brock Lesnar on top. But it doesn't end there. After the match, Brock continues. He takes the gloves off. And he continues the assault on Bobby Lashley. And he picks him up. He tosses him to the outside. And he continues to attack him on the outside. Slamming him against the barricade. Against the ring post. Just basically beating the fuck out of him. Security and referees try to stop Brock from doing this. They get all laid out with clotheslines, as well as Lesnar continues the assault on Lashley as it becomes uncomfortably long. That's when Samoa Joe steps up from his announce desk. He rolls his sleeves up as he approaches Brock. And he takes hold of the beast. And he chokes him out. To tame the rampaging beast, the only way to do that is to put him to sleep. And then Joe does that, and all the referees come to check on Brock, and he's like, "You're welcome. You're welcome. None of that on my show." And Samoa Joe walks to the back. Appears to be done for commentary for the night because he's got business to attend to because Brock Lesnar is seemingly going on a rampage, and the only way to stop him was to choke him out. So Jerry Lawler replaces him for this main event. WWE Championship triple threat match. Andrade, McIntyre, Garza. It's basically a handicap match. Just Garza and Andrade teaming up, trying to get Zelina's plan to come to fruition. And it would end up with them doing the risky, I don't really want to do this, but it felt like it made the most sense for what I was going for. They do the DDT onto the concrete to Drew outside. And then it's just Garza and Andrade. And then, of course, Zelina orders them both into the ring. She's like, "Remember the plan. Drew's been taken out." And then Andrade lays out Angel Garza with the hammerlock DDT. Just them two alone in the ring. And covers him. 1, 2. And Garza kicks out. And Zelina looks at him like, "Bitch, you were supposed to lose." And the crowd goes wild as Garza kicks out. He looks at Zelina, he's like, "No, I want to become champion." He lays out Andrade with the wing clipper. 1, 2, kick out. The closest false finish you've ever seen in your life. As the fans really thought Andrade had been beaten and Angel Garza was the new WWE Champion. They wrestle for like 5 more minutes. And it looks like Garza's got it won again. He nails the second wing clipper. Springs to his feet. Turns into a claymore from the returning Drew McIntyre. Who with Garza laid out, covers him. 1, 2, 3. And Drew McIntyre retains the WWE Championship over Angel Garza. And of course, Zelina Vega is not happy. She orders Andrade. She gets in to check on Andrade and Garza because they lost. Andrade shoves Garza to the floor. After he seemingly failed their plan, Andrade will be WWE Champion right now if he didn't have this ego. And then Zelina calls Escobar from the back. And then from behind Garza onto the apron steps Isaiah Swerve Scott. And then Zelina and Andrade slide out of the ring. And she orders Scott and Escobar to attack Angel Garza. And they oblige before Garza lays him out, or Escobar lays out Garza with the Phantom Driver in the middle of the ring. And they leave him laying to end the show. So, the other man in this little mafia has been Isaiah Swerve Scott this whole time. I'm hoping it was like subtle enough. It might have been the most predictable thing ever, but like he took the pin against Drew, and Drew said he was disappointed with him. Andrade went 13 minutes with him to make him look really good, and of course we now know why he attacked Angel Garza for no reason, because he was under Zelina's thumb this whole time, and Garza has finally been excommunicated officially from the Mafia. 81, fantastic pay-per-view, the second best show we've ever done in the save. And of course, what matters more than what the game thinks is what you thought of the pay-per-view, so do let me know what you thought in the comments below. And I'll see you next time for SmackDown's One Night Stand. See you then.